in the upper left now in the red. His name, folks, from AlphaX, you know him. He's Max Angel. It's Astrea. His opponent on the bottom right side of the map in the blue. For the super team, TriGGeR. And TriGGeR has been looking better and better and better and better as of late, but this is a big test. Thank you. This is a massive test for the young Canadian. He almost beat Disc. He threw it away in game 5. Disc almost beat Astrea. So by that margin, TriGGeR almost beat Disc. Or TriGGeR almost beat Astrea. But it is not as simple as that. We're going to have to see what exactly the two players have in store for us today. It is right around noon for Astrea. So we woke up early for this, but it's right around noontime. It's not all that late for TriGGeR either, considering he is on the West Coast, I believe. So it's like 9 p.m. So for these players, they're playing like right in the prime of their gaming life. Prime of the gaming time. So we don't have anything like that. Astrea did have to play, of course, a 4-game series against Need that he did lose 3-1 in the upper bracket. That may have tired him out a little bit. I'm assuming TriGGeR scanned through the VODs of that as well if he's waiting for this. Maybe get an idea of what Astrea wants to do. But Astrea, of course, the seasoned veteran that he is, he's not going to fall into the same stochastic traps, the same heuristics, 2 series in a row, 2 qualifying series in a row, I don't think. But for now, Double Stalker on the way from TriGGeR. Astrea going Stalker Sentry, a little bit more defensively focused, getting himself into that expand just a little bit quicker, a little bit more efficiently. Had to update the stream title. Forgot to do that one. Behind this double adept from Astrea. Okay, he wants to get a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more harassment focused in this game, as we got a suspicious probe coming on the way from sure. I don't know if he proxies anything. This might just be for a delayed scout. But it is suspicious. Now Astrea's going to find his way. He's going to say, okay, there's no natural. That's a little bit spooky. 3rd gate. Yeah, this is going to be 3-gate blink. So, Stalker's on the low ground. They're going to try to put pressure on the Nexus before anything happens in earnest. And, well, Stalker Sentry double adapt is going to be more than enough to push this back for right now. But TriGGeR on the edge of things. Pylon going down. Actually, this may be 4-gate blink. He may decide to add a 4th gateway right here. But Astrea's response will, of course, be a robo back. Or it will be a robo. So we can get Immortals out. So we can get a Warp Prism to effectively that blink. But, ooh, TriGGeR almost gets the Sentry. And in this early game, everything is important. Every single unit, especially something with Sentry that is just so powerful defensively. So, Stalkers, 4 of them now, they arrive. We're starting to see damage done on the pylon. So the shield battery is under threat. And yeah, shield battery's up now, but there's nothing powering it. So now TriGGeR's going to be able to get on top of it. And this is going to knock down a lot of it. So Sentry follows TriGGeR getting a lot of value done in the early game. But there's an Immortal now. It's going to be able to run on down on the low ground. And now with the addition of the Immortal, it's a little bit hard for TriGGeR right now. But his blink is mostly done. And he's building 3 Stalkers at a time. He's going to have that 4th gateway soon enough, so 4 Stalkers at a time. And it's really when blink completes that it is the scariest moment. We might even see him go get 1 Sentry and opt to go into the main base. Blink in the main, but oh, good force field before blink is... Actually, no, blink's done now. No, it's not. Blink is done in 10 seconds, so great force field there right before blink completes. And now, Astrea has the natural pretty well unlocked. Only 1 shield battery though, and that's something. But with this Immortal here, 2nd one on the way, it does become difficult for TriGGeR to really take the fight because again, Immortals, they 2-shot stock or they 3-shot Stalkers. It's really oppressive DPS. So wait a minute, TriGGeR. I did not notice. Blink is done before his gateways are done, or before his Warp Prism is done, or Warp Gate is done. There we go. That is okay. That's a little interesting there. So, like, okay, why is this pressure not really kicking off in earnest? No, it's because his Warp Gate was not done. I did not notice. Now, no, Warp Gate is done, so he will be able to warp in 4 Stalkers at a time. It feels like this may be unlocked a little bit too hard with the hallucinated Immortal as well, just looking to tank shots. The Stalkers now they find their way on in. They get a probe and. That's something. 1 Immortal runs forward, but with the Warp Prism right there, you have to be very careful if you're Astrea, though. You have to make sure your Warp Prism is far enough back that when you pick up the Immortals to defend them, the Stalkers don't just blink on top of them and kill them off. But now TriGGeR pops one Hardened Shield, pops the second now. He's going to drop on top of both of them, trying to make him down, but good save from Astrea, and Stalkers do fall. And it does feel like this is timing out here. Now, of course, TriGGeR does have his natural on the way, and that is something. He's going to run in, get another probe for his Rebels. Now with 3 Immortals, I don't see a world where TriGGeR can really take the fight, but he's trying to out-reposition. Good force field is going to force... oh, yeah, this is a great move there from Astrea. Typically, Stalkers don't really care about force fields all that much, but he has forced them into a corner. Now Stalkers start to fall. Stalkers in the main base are looking for the Warp Prism, but they don't get it, so they get a single probe, and now they got to find a way out of here. They got to run. They got to hide. This was a fantastic sequence of events from Astrea, and yes, 5, 6 probes have died. But I don't think that matters. Astrea is still up workers. He killed so many Stalkers, and now it's his turn to maybe run on the other side. But certainly for the moment, his blink's on the way. There is not a world where TriGGeR's going to be able to break this anymore. He's trying to rotate on over once again, but 3 Immortals here. They say nuts to that one. TriGGeR, for a brief moment, he was at 30 supply to his opponent's 67. Good force field to get a second Stalker falls before TriGGeR can blink back. And now Astrea, he veritably owns the map here. Not a lot. Truly not a lot that TriGGeR can do. He's going to look for the Warp Prism, but he's not going to get it. And now Astrea just zoning action as he runs onto the other side with 2 Immortals. 1 Immortal kept at home defensively to deal with these Stalkers that he knows TriGGeR's going to be scouting around with, going to be sharking around with an Immortal. A couple Stalkers going to be more than enough for Astrea. So Astrea now on the other side. 2 Immortals, a Warp Prism, couple Stalkers, some Sentries, and he's going to find really nothing here. Not much of anything here, and now he feels comfortable sending his Immortals across. Now he has to be careful because he knows the Stalkers are hunting. Stalkers now looking forward to getting on top of the Warp Prism. 1 shot, 2 shot, they do get it. That's a big deal, but now force fields are going to trade off a lot of these Stalkers' lives to the point where it may not matter that the Warp Prism's going down. Now, of course, a recall was forced. That is something. But now with 3 Immortals here on the front, Shield Battery Overcharge is going to have to be the saving grace of TriGGeR in this game. That also he can reinforce. Astrea cannot, but now Astrea has Blink. His Warp Prism's halfway done. He's got a 3rd base on the way. He's got pressure, and he's got a way to make something happen. Adept shaded into their way into the main base as well. 3 workers have died, so Astrea maintaining that economic advantage. 1 force field drops, trying to... oh, it looks like got an Immortal, actually. 2nd one goes down. Great fight here from TriGGeR. He's capitalizing on maybe his opponent not paying attention. 3rd Immortal is barely staying alive. Now it does go down, but so much of the army of Astrea as well. TriGGeR, though, still lose 4 more workers. He does... now with the Stalkers, though, TriGGeR again, he's got a big supply lead, but he's going to jump on top of the Immortal, and it's just going to go down. Question is, how much does TriGGeR trade in return? More Stalkers go down. Astrea, this was not what he was looking for. He's got another Immortal, TriGGeR does. And this was a bit of a problem, but there's a 2nd Warp Prism now. As Stalkers now looking for that position. Okay. Wait, no. I guess 1 Immortal didn't go. 1 Immortal did survive. He's trying to kill the 3rd base, and now Stalkers in the natural. 2 ships in the dark. 1 Stalker goes down. 2nd one, and maybe get a 3rd, but no, Astrea says time to go into the main base here. We're gonna kill that. Don't even need to blink past it. So Stalkers in the main base here. 2 gateways will be depowered eventually. There we go. Into the main base now, Astrea. That's what you want to do. And now he's going to start to find some workers, but he can't go too far because the army returns, so he blinks onto the low ground. 1 Stalker will die, but Astrea may be able to cancel this 3rd. I don't know that he has enough Stalkers to meet him on the natural. 4 Stalkers finding a little bit more value. Astrea trying to multitask the hell out of TriGGeR, but TriGGeR's handling this pretty damn well. All things considered, that could have been game-ending for TriGGeR, but instead, he's down a lot of workers. His army supply is not incredible. And in fact, his upgrades are not incredible either, but could have been worse. All right, so now the Observer will not fall. I think we need to nerf Observers, folks. It's so annoying when you scan for an Observer and it just barely gets out of vision. So that's why we need to nerf Observers. Is now Astrea running forward, just looking, hunting, looking to pick something off, but I don't know that he breaks his opponent at this point. And TriGGeR's quicker to +1, or will be. He's quicker to forge, certainly. Astrea, though, 4th base on the way. Is TriGGeR just barely saturating his turn? That's the big deal. The economic lead that Astrea has built in this game is. Things have been going absolutely bonkers. Okay, +1 now on the way for TriGGeR. Astrea, though, going into quicker disruptor play, which I do like, as he blinks on top, gets an observer. That's always nice. And +1 as well. But really, when you talk about the interplay between, say, +1 and disruptors, +1 or disruptors arguably matter more. You can play a game without +1 if you have disruptors. If you have +1 and if you don't have disruptors, that is a lot harder to do. Astrea continues again, sharking around. I think he's come to terms with the fact he's not going to break this position, at least not without a significant misplay from TriGGeR. But he wants TriGGeR to feel uncomfortable. He does not want TriGGeR to feel comfortable moving on the map. He does not want TriGGeR to feel comfortable cutting corners, which will, of course, allow Astrea to get his fourth base, to get a double robo, move into disruptor play, just build this army that TriGGeR is going to struggle to fight. And now, of course, TriGGeR his own robo bay on the way, but it's single robo, not double. And even still, Astrea, he has more disruptors, and he has more robo. He will have more disruptors. All of these things make life difficult for the Canadian Protoss. Of course, also very, very well illustrated in this game, we do see the power of shield batteries. It is so damn hard for really for Astrea to make any sort of move here, even as he is in a significant lead. But now he's going to run back home, run back to the safety of his third base. With disruptors getting added in, TriGGeR's not going to be able to break this. But on the flip side, his fourth base is on the way. He is still probing up. He will be able to eventually match the probe count of Astrea. He's got a significant gas bank. All right, so Zealot Charge has been revealed. I don't know that TriGGeR saw that just yet, but Astrea now, he's active on the map. He's up 40 supply, 20 army supply. He has the disruptors. Not with this army, though. Where are they? Only kept hidden? Where are they? Oh, they're rallying across. Okay. And with observer speed on the way as well, he should always have positive vision advantages to be able to get some fantastic disruptor shots. But of course, in the main base as well, a bunch of Zealots warp in. This +2 will be denied. That's not something that TriGGeR gets to hold on to. Not this game. They're not even getting the warp prism. Meanwhile, on the other side, disruptor shots. TriGGeR not paying attention, and so many juicy shots here on the Stalkers. Yeah, this is it. This is gonna do it. Astrea in one fell swoop. He was ahead for a while, but that closed the door. TriGGeR took game one. In the bottom left, in the red, he's up 1. Fantastic hold, and then just punished really well for AlphaX, Astrea. His opponent on the upper right in the blue. We went for a 4-gate. That just did not work. For Super Team, TriGGeR. All right, so I should be able to deal with that after this game. But for now, it looks like it's going to be double gate. I don't think we're going to see some sort of X-Pax level shenanigans in this series. Who knows? Always a possibility. But I don't think so. Or, sorry, not in this map. Maybe in this series. Maybe we do see Blackburn or something. But, I mean, game one, TriGGeR played well. Astrea did just play better. What does TriGGeR do this game? How does he change it up? I do think the consensus that everyone's going to be at is, well, this is something that has to be done. TriGGeR, the imperative is on him to do something. Is the way to say that. He's the one that has to do something. He's the one that has to change things up, because he is, as great as a run this has been for him. I mean, he beat Nina, beat Vindicta. Like, this has not been one of those runs where he knocked off, say, Disc and Scarlet. You're like, wow, okay. Did he beat Future? Forget who Future played. But regardless, it's been a good run for him. He's in the qualifying match. But Astrea is just one of these titans of NA that, if you can overcome him, that is significant indeed. But for now, both players at least pantomiming that they want to drop a Nexus. We're going to see whether they actually do, but at least they're pretending like they want to. As Astrea will drop a scouting pylon, so we can see what exactly comes out of the first 2 units out of the gateways there of Astrea, or of TriGGeR, and, well, not the same thing there. For TriGGeR, he does not want to waste the 25 minerals and the little bit of build time. But now Astrea on the other side of the map, he knows that Stalkers are out, but he's going to try to maybe out micro them anyways, is maybe scouting for workers. I don't know. But Stargate opener for Astrea in this game. He is actually not going to get his Nexus super fast. He's going to get his tech first. And TriGGeR, same deal. Astrea, though, looks that's a little cheeky little probe there. But now Stalkers are going to try to find their way on forward, and he gets the first shot. The Stalkers were in the wrong position, so they have to rotate on over. And now that means Astrea blinks, or not even blinks. He runs in. He gets a Stalker for a Stalker. But now he's going to take a little bit of damage on the other side. This is getting a little awkward because the third Stalker arrives. Defender's advantage, folks, is a wonderful thing. It is a powerful thing indeed. But TriGGeR's just all in on him. Another game. Another gateway on the way. Third one here. We're going to see Pylon go down as the Adepts find it up. So that is rather unfortunate. Again, it is 4-gate blink. So TriGGeR says, I'll give up on that. That's fine. I'm not going to get a gateway down. My probe is not on the map, but I will have 4 gateways, and blink will be on the way. Of course, Astrea, he has 1 Oracle out on the map. Second one will be on the way here, and I feel like second Oracle is a bit of a problem. Going into 4-gate blink, this is almost a build order counter if Astrea is not able to figure out what is happening. He saw the pylon on the map, and that should tell him something. But he needs to start building Void Race. He needs to start building static defense on his base, and there we go. At least we have a shield battery. But okay, Oracle flies in now, says, okay, there is a Twilight. There's researching. That is good news. Probes are going to get pulled last second. It only gets 3. Now, the nice thing about Oracles is TriGGeR will really never want to warp in Stalkers at home to defend this, so the Oracle should be able to consistently find value over the course of the game. And we add a second one. It goes long enough. TriGGeR will be able to go, or Astrea will be able to go and just remove the mineral line from TriGGeR. So there is a timer now on TriGGeR's on his forehead. All right, there is a target there. There's a timer. He has to make sure that he makes what he needs. But border is now on the way. We have a robo on the way behind this. It is going to be a 3rd gateway, but now TriGGeR just trying to wedge his way in. He gets a decent chunk of damage on the Stalkers, and there's just so many Stalkers here that shield battery is good. It's actually going to have to pop overcharge rather soon. The Zealots are starting to fall. More Zealots warp in. Only 2 Stalkers in his main base for Astrea. He does not have a Void Ray out just yet. So yes, Oracle's on the other side. Adept's trying to punch on through. The mineral line of TriGGeR is going down, but does it really matter? Because these Stalkers are indefensible in the main base of Astrea here. That is really the big deal. Astrea's lost 6 workers now. Stalkers of TriGGeR, they blink on forward before the Void Ray is out. Probe's going to get pulled, and they're going to get 1 maybe. Now Void Ray is out, though, and Shield Battery Overcharge is not ready, so the Stalker's just going to be able to blink on top of it, target it on down. And yeah, TriGGeR does not have much of an economy. Adepts find their way into the main base. 2 Stalkers defensively doing what they can, but TriGGeR's equalized this series. There is nothing that Astrea can do anymore. He just can't build the units anymore, and that's the thing. Game 2 goes to Astrea. In the bottom right now, in the red, tied up is Maximum Angel for AlphaX, Astrea. And we are paused. It's got a little bit of lag. That is unfortunate. So folks, while I have you here and nothing much is happening, I'd like to remind you that I have a Discord. Exclamation mark Discord in the chat. If you want to hang out to me, talk with me for the next 6 days while I'm gone. Well, I'm, not streaming. Or just talk about life, StarCraft, robots, I don't know, whatever you want to talk about. Sometimes people get funky. Please, join the Discord. We'll hang out. And there we go. Okay.
Resumed.
In the bottom left now, his opponent. He is tied up in this series. The young gun. It's TriGGeR. Oh man, I'm flagging fast. Whew. We power through. The StarCraft shall sustain. As both players going for gate expand, low ground here. So it will be Stargate. Most likely Stargate in the wall from Astrea and a TriGGeR. If Astrea wants to go Oracles, he will probably be able to Stargate in the main because that just means quicker rush distance. But I see no pylon there, so again, most likely going to be in the wall. My question though is how much of a ring around the rosy do we see? Is how much really it's how much does TriGGeR and how much do Astrea commit to blocking each opponent, each other's next eye? And really, the secondary question, the corollary, is whether TriGGeR and Astrea care about taking their own their own low ground nexus. Because there's this whole song and dance that says, I'm going to take it. I'll be very, blah, blah, blah. Let's go TriGGeR. Let's go Astrea, but not in this tournament. Yes, Speedy Penguin, thank you. But okay, yeah. Astrea is able to juke things a little bit. He does get that Nexus faster. TriGGeR, though, he's going to be able to get his as well if he wants to. Banking, there we go, 400 missiles. And then we should see Stargates down behind this one. Astrea, TriGGeR's a little bit behind in gas. Interesting. He got some stalkers. That's why I'm like, well, why is he behind gas here? But he did commit to a stalker. And that is, well, that's what we got. So, where do we go? It's actually surprising to not see Stargate go down for both players, really. That's just kind of the expected result. But both players kind of content to just let this happen, be a single gate expansion, not get that Stargate, and go for something else. Now, it helps that TriGGeR and Astrea both have what is perfect vision on what their opponent is doing. Probe's still in the main base, Probe's still scouting around, so TriGGeR and Astrea both know that, yes, this is a game where I know my opponent's not going Stargate, so I don't have to go Stargate. And instead, it's going to be a secondary gate out of this. A full wall here for Astrea. And not for TriGGeR, though. He's got a bit of gap, I think. Yeah, he's got a gap. So he's going to be able to plug that one up. There's one probe on the map. So Astrea is the one that wants to get aggressive in this game. I think. I mean, this could be for a secondary scout, but it does look like I'm going to assume he's going to drop a pylon here right at the... Yeah, there we go. Pylon going down. And I think, well, Astrea's got 2 gateways on the way. This is just going to be a standard 4-gate. Something like that. So he's going to have 1 gateway on the map, 3 gateways at home, and just look to punch through TriGGeR. Meanwhile, of course, TriGGeR on the other side, he's also embracing his shenanigans. Pylon on the north side, and this is much more of a tech pylon from TriGGeR. He has Blink on the way, so I think this is going to be for Dark Shrine. As now, Stalkers run back home in the slow zone. Not really a fight you want to take there. But Astrea gets some good pot shots off because, well, the Stalkers of TriGGeR are A-clicked on that. But still, now Astrea's got to be careful because he can very easily lose 2 Stalkers. Slow zone, though, keeps him out. His Stalkers now warp up just a 3-gate, not even a 4-gate. And there is, of course, a Twilight behind this. So eventually Astrea will have some stuff. But he's going to find these Stalkers out on the map. One of them will go down. And that's going to be a nice trade to start here. Now, he's got to be careful because I think he's going to lose one of his own. But there we go. TriGGeR on the north side. Dark Shrine is on the way, and he takes a positive Stalker trade in this engagement. That being said, more Stalkers will be warped in. TriGGeR has to be careful. His Blink is much faster than his opponent's, but he does not have a full wall just yet. He wanted to take a third. We saw the probe out of the map, but he will not do so. And remember, TriGGeR Stalkers will eventually be better, and also, there is no Robo. DTs, is this a... Maybe this is not a full wall after all. I think it is, though. Actually, yeah, technically I'm better than 2020. Well, 2020 is not perfect vision, but it's what people think of when they say perfect vision. I technically have better than 2020. I'm at 2019, I think, or 1920. I can see it 20 feet what other people max at 19 feet. But Adepts now into the natural. Stalkers are going to have to rotate to defend that, but they're fine. They're going to be able to chase it down for the most part. No, Adepts actually, no, they will not complete. Third base now on the way for TriGGeR. He's kind of... Well, yes, the bluff is now two DTs have warped in, but it's a full wall. So while technically there is no detection, and not even technically there is no detection. Now Stalkers, though, they're going to be able to get on top of this. Adepts are not really going to get all that much done. It's not going to be, he misclicked. So 1 worker will go down. What are the dirt term? Oh, they get in. Yeah, this is GG. There's no detection here. Robo is on the way, but there we have it. TriGGeR's up 2-1. TriGGeR may just qualify for Krefeld. That is kind of bonkers, actually. In the bottom right, in the red, down a game in this series, surprisingly so, he is for AlphaX, Astrea. In the upper left now, in the blue, up 2-1, folks. Put your hands together. Is this going to be the most insane run? It's TriGGeR. Is this going to be it? So, again, low ground expand map. This is Curious Minds. Do we see these players opt into Phoenix play? TriGGeR is not afraid of doing so. Oh, he's hiding his probe. He wants to get it on the map. It's secret. Shh, keep it safe. Okay. TriGGeR not blocking the natural, but this second probe tells me he wants to do something. He's up 2-1 in the series. He has a map to give. He can do something funky. He can pantomime what he's doing and proxy a pylon, proxy a starport, or Stargate, excuse me, on the bottom side, and just really, and just knock Astrea out before he's ever ready. I think that's what he's going to look to do. Because yeah, this is the quickest, this is the closest possible proxy Stargate position that you can find. So pylon's going down. Where is this? Is Astrea? Did he not get it? Where did probe go? Okay, there it is. It's in the natural. I may be misremembering a call to arms. All I know is I'm better than 2020, whatever that means. Maybe it was 2015. But okay, now TriGGeR. He's hit 150 gas. Stargate on the way. Again, the probe of Astrea scouting out. He says, okay, your Nexus is not there just yet. And the Zealot can't really zone. Even more importantly, there's no tech unit out. There's no Stalker, right? So TriGGeR or Astrea knows that there is something. He sees double gas. He sees nothing in the natural. What? Wait, did he see that? Yeah, okay, so he didn't see the wall. He doesn't know that this is not just a normal Stargate that is just, well, just Stargate into Nexus, which is a valid timing. But more Stalkers on the way. Stalker, Zealot running onto the other side of the map. Is there a world where TriGGeR builds a void right here? Is there a world where TriGGeR goes and just hits him with a bunch? I don't think so. Yeah, there we go. Oracle is on the way, but Astrea, he does have a shield battery out in time. So the shield battery should complete by the time that the Oracle is done. Now Astrea looking for it. He will find... Well, actually, will he? Oh, he's not going to see it. He doesn't know that... I mean, he knows that it exists on the map somewhere. He knows that the idea of it is there, but he's not going to find it. And now the Stalker, the Zealot, looking to put pressure on the natural, but Zealot Stalker Sentry is going to be... It's going to be fine, especially with the Stalker getting chronoed out. So Astrea should not take too much damage from this one, as now everything runs forward. But, ooh, that's a Zealot in trouble, but actually, no, it's going to be a Stalker in trouble. Now Zealot will go down, but good body blocking. So Astrea, sure, TriGGeR should lose this, but in the main base, Oracle, it pops on Prismatic Beam, but there's a shield battery, so it's not going to get all much, but probes in the natural. That's what's got to run. Oh, wait, TriGGeR, just get the Sentry. Just get the Sentry. There we go. And he's going to get the Stalker as well. Yeah, it's not economy, but there's not a lot that keeps Astrea safe in this game anymore. No Sentry, no Stalker. He warps a couple more in, but now this means that the rally from TriGGeR can maybe find just a little bit more. And by the way, folks, second Oracle joining the fray. Now, the first one does not have a lot of energy whatsoever. In fact, just kind of sit up here and be annoying, but he had the second one in. And there we go. We're going to see a stage trap go down. Probe's going to get pulled to try to make this happen, but that's a bit of a mistake there. He gets 4, 5, 6. He gets 6 probes, I think. So Astrea now mining less, and the natural of TriGGeR is mining. Now Astrea, of course, he's up 9 workers because 1 base opening versus 2 bases. But the Oracles, we're waiting for them to have the energy that they need. Oh, they're going to find some Stalkers. You got to be careful there, TriGGeR. Do not want to lose this. This is what holds you in this game. But now the Oracles, they're sharking around. They need to regen their energy, and they're going to find a probe. They're not even going to bother killing it. Okay. Oh, no, they will. Dead probe. And they need to get some energy back. They need to be able to... They want to be able to find the value that they've been looking for. But now Astrea, he finds himself a firm lead in this game. Blink on the way. He is up 6 workers. His third base. He feels comfortable taking that behind this. And now TriGGeR, he's got to play from a deficit. Of course... I'm very surprised. Yeah, okay, there are Oracles on the right side. I was going to say, I'm surprised to not see them sharking around in the dead airspace, but they went back home. Now, Astrea will find them, and TriGGeR's going to find the Zealot, so there is that. Zealot, though, looks like it will die. There we go. Oracle's going to kill that off. But that's Oracle energy that now cannot be spent on the other side of the map. So, Oracles defensively are great units, just like they are offensively, but TriGGeR's not really able to find his way behind a mineral line, not really able to punish Astrea for getting that quicker Nexus to get the value that he looks for. So another pylon on the map. Probe still stays there. So it looks like he's going to proxy a warp and gateway maybe. We're going to have to see. Now here come the Stalkers of Astrea. Their blink is done. Blink in 30 seconds, I think, for TriGGeR's. There we go. Gateway on the map. Oracles, though, on the bottom side. Do we have anything in the main base? 2 Stalkers are not enough to stop this. And the Stalkers are not even in... Well, oh, yep. Oh, maybe. They're on patrol. Okay. So now, Astrea, he's looking for it. He's aware that this might be an opportunity, but Blink is getting close to being done here for TriGGeR. Give it 15 seconds, and that is going to be the timing that TriGGeR wants. He's going to look to put pressure on the third as Oracles dive into the main. So right now, Astrea is not paying attention, so Oracle's into the main base here, but Astrea's paying attention after all. Oracles, they blink on, or they run on back. A little bit of damage, but that's about it. But of course, this gateway's finishing it up here. Massive attack coming in from TriGGeR. He's going to be 5 gates to 2 in just a second. And Stage Traps on the bottom side. It's not going to get any workers, but what it does, it keeps him alive. 2 stars, they blink forward, but it gets the Immortal. That's the big thing. Yes, there's a shield battery overcharge. Yes, there's a shield battery in general, but TriGGeR in a fantastic position to take the fight here as Stalkers warp in. Oh, and Oracles, they find their way into the natural. This is falling apart here for Astrea right now, as now, oh no, TriGGeR, he's on top of the shield battery. He depowers it. The concave is incredible, but still the supply is pretty damn good here for Astrea. The Immortal does fall. TriGGeR's got to blink out of here, but still 8 workers have died. 9 workers have died, but okay, more Stalkers. They're warping in on that position. Who has the Stalker lead? It is, oh man, it's here for TriGGeR, but just barely. And a second Immortal pops out. I think, where did the Oracles go? One of them died. Other one, 4 worker kills, but more Stalkers warp in. It's 6 gates to 2 here. This is so scary for Astrea right now. There's no shield battery, and there we go, TriGGeR. He blinks on top of the Immortal. Probes are getting pulled, but it's a good blink here for Astrea right now. He's going to be able to keep himself safe. More Stalkers, though, as TriGGeR now gently. He's blinking on backwards. He's doing what he can, but Astrea, he's at death's door again. Probes are going to get pulled. The Stalkers of TriGGeR are doing what they can, and the Stalker lead now, it is in Astrea's favor, but 6 more blinking in. Astrea blinking his way backwards into this. Zealot as well, running out of gas. He's running here. He's hiding. He's got to make something happen, but TriGGeR, again, despite killing 17 workers, the worker lead is not in his favor. Astrea with a superior concave, and it looks so damn scary for TriGGeR, for Astrea in this game. But at the end of things, the Immortal arrives. Death arrives for TriGGeR here. This push will not work. The pylon will go down, and it looked so damn scary for Astrea, but it looks like he holds. He only has a 4 worker lead now. Resources lost, favoring Astrea just a little bit, but behind this, TriGGeR does have his 3rd base on the way. TriGGeR still doubling the production count here, doubling the gateway count. But Astrea now active on the map. Immortals, Stalkers. Stalker count is even. But again, the Oracle flies into the natural. You got to be careful though this time. Stalkers are here. +1 on the way as well, as we have charge. But TriGGeR's 3rd base is done. And that brief time, though, that it took for his 3rd base to get up is, this Oracle will finally die. And the brief time it took for the 3rd base to get up, Astrea, from a 4 worker lead to a 10 worker lead. The fact that TriGGeR got about 20 workers, 38 workers in this game, only thing keeping him alive because his economy has been kind of shuttered for a while. He has been all in almost on this as he goes in, gets 1 probe, blinks out. Oh, this is tense. TriGGeR, it's hard for him now. He did not quite fight. He got close. He got so damn close to winning the game. But it's just not enough. And now Astrea positioned to get his 4th base charge about halfway down, +1 much faster. TriGGeR just now getting his robo. He has to find so much value active on the map. 20 army supply down. He has at least Stalkers up. So he does have the ability to make that happen. Okay, Archon's on the way here for Astrea as well. He's just building he's building this charge-led Archon army that it's gonna be so damn difficult for TriGGeR to fight. He's gonna run forward, maybe try. He pops Hardened Shield. Okay, so he's gonna try to at least do something to this Immortal. But charge is not yet done, so he can't really section off the Zealots. And now Guardian Shield does get popped, but really, actually, nice trade there from TriGGeR to the start. Gets a couple Zealots, gets damage on some more, and more Archons are on the way. But now here we go. Charge is done, and TriGGeR is gonna be forced to blink on out here. That's the timing that Astrea was looking for as he runs onto the other side of the map. Oh, TriGGeR's gotta be so careful here, but he actually does a great job micro against these Zealots, knocks them all down, or most of them down. And now the Stalkers blink forward, but cannot break the 3rd, despite Astrea being up 9 army supply, 11 army supply. Despite Astrea being up an upgrade, despite Astrea being up in tech, this was actually a really nice position TriGGeR found himself. A great way, just good micro. As it looks like he will lose that gateway eventually. So now, Stalkers run forward. They do not get a Stalker now. Astrea blinks on forward. Good force fields. Another Stalker falls. And Astrea with a significant supply lead at this point. Army supply lead is really the thing because TriGGeR has equalized his economy. It's causing problems. In this gateway now, it goes down. So Astrea's up 3 gateways in production. The Stargate will eventually fall as Astrea takes its 4th. TriGGeR rotates on over to the other side. He's going to find some Zealots, but Astrea notices, runs away, and TriGGeR's setting up a big concave, but it's only 5 Stalkers on the right, which is really not enough to, be even considered a concave. He rotates on over to the left, and actually is going to find a decent amount of Astrea's army here. He's going to get a Zealot, but now inside track, Astrea into the third base, looking for something here. Stalkers warp in. TriGGeR, a bit of a base trade now. He's going to try to make something happen, but he cannot. He's got to find a way home. I don't know that he wins this base trade here, but he blinks on top of the fourth base. Oh, but TriGGeR, he does not have first mover's advantage. Astrea does, and now TriGGeR pulling his probes away. At least he has that for him here. The fourth base will go down. Now TriGGeR rotating onto the third, but it's almost double the army supply elite. So even though TriGGeR, his entire army's on the other side, Astrea has enough to defend on both sides and kill his opponent. So folks, it looked damn good for a while. It looked like TriGGeR had Astrea broken, but Astrea, by the skin of his teeth, by the edges of his fingernails, he was able to hold on. He was able to make do. And now, folks, we're going to get a game 5 in this series. A winner take all. Winner goes to Krefeld. Loser walks away with nothing. And I don't know how much TriGGeR can do. And now he gets another base, and that's nice. And he did cancel the recall. Again, very nice. And he is +1 versus +1. But actually, he got +2 on the way. Maybe I'm calling this just a little bit too soon. More Stalkers warp in, though, and from behind, that's what you got to be worried about. So TriGGeR's got to blink on back. He's got to be worried about the Zealots and the Archons and the Immortals and everything else. And this is the worst timing. This is the worst timeline. This is... Oh, man, I feel so bad for these players right now. I mean, I feel bad for Light as well, but... Oh, man. This game is going insane. This game is going absolutely insane. We're in this scenario. It looks like Light is just going to get dropped. Looks like he was disconnected from BNet. We're going to be able to move onward. And I don't know who this favors. I don't know that this favors anyone. But in 5 seconds, TriGGeR's going to have to blink out. I don't know that he can continue the fight as it stands. I think he's just going to have to give up the position, and there we go.
Game
good.
Paused.
We got to pause. Well done, Astrea. At least we have that 3, 2, 1. And yeah, Astrea. Okay, so now TriGGeR's going to blink out. He's actually taking a pretty good trade here. Probes are going to get pulled. Good concave, but so many of these Stalkers are so damn low. The big thing is this +2 is on the way. Astrea canceled his, but the fourth base here, TriGGeR actually is going to rotate on this. I think he's going to get all these Stalkers. There's not a good position for the Stalkers to blink. They're going to find their way on the low ground. And actually, no, there's not an army there. But there are a couple Stalkers here, so TriGGeR blinks forward, knocks. He gets a lot of these Stalkers. Wait a minute, supplies are starting to equalize. I said there was no world where TriGGeR wins this game, not anymore, but he's starting to make me believe. Army of Astrea on the north side, though, and this is where the tech is. The Immortals, the Archons, the base just gets canceled. Probes again on the run, but it's going to be a 2-base Protoss versus a 2-base Protoss. The supplies have equalized. +2 is just about done here. And I'm starting to believe, folks, this is... If he's able to rotate, or if TriGGeR's able to keep rotating like he is, and we're seeing the impact of Nina in this game, but good blink out there from Astrea. Now, TriGGeR's got to be careful, because this army is technically better than what he has. That's the big deal. Immortals, Archons, Zealots, that's what makes it so hard for TriGGeR to take this fight, but as he kites and he runs, his +2 is done. He's going to have so much more strength. This army owning the Zolnaga Tower, looking for the positive trades. If he can maybe get an Archon down, if he can trigger Hardened Shields on the Immortals, that's what he wants to do. But Astrea, of course, he's on 39 probes to 14. TriGGeR trying to play Ring Around the Rosie, get the better concave, take advantage of the better upgrades. Now he jumps on top. One Immortal falls, second Immortal falls. Is he going to get the third? He does. And now he's got to back on up because the Archons are still here. The Zealots, actually, the Zealots are all done. Another Archon, it's going to go down. TriGGeR, it's going down to the wire here. He's blinking for his life, blinking for Krefeld. He's doing what he can, but the supply is starting to show for Astrea here. The superior economy is starting to show for Astrea here, but again, TriGGeR rotating right side. He's got to get this base down. He's got to make it happen. Another Immortal pops out. Is Astrea TriGGeR's going to find it? Yes, he will. One shot goes down, second shot goes down, but now he doesn't have a blink to get out. Stalkers fall once again. TriGGeR does not have what it takes, but oh, he made me believe. He made me believe. In the upper right, one of the kings, the Holy Triumvirate of North America for AlphaX, folks, for the last time. He's Astrea. In the bottom left, he's come for the king. Let's hope he does not miss. For Team Super and Krefeld, TriGGeR. How insane would TriGGeR qualifying to HomeStory Cup B over Astrea in a lower bracket that had Scarlet in it. Now, granted, Nina took her out, but imagine. Imagine a world where we can say that. It's hard, though. Astrea is a damn fine PvP opponent. He has cut his teeth on Neeb over and over again in best of 5s, in best of 7s. So while TriGGeR was up 2-1, that does not mean a whole hell of a lot. Especially if that last game, although that because if I'm Astrea, I don't want to go into that game state again. TriGGeR's micro was impressive. And we do have to remember that this is ping advantage for TriGGeR the entire time. And this is the NA server qualifier, and Astrea is in Korea. But for now, 2-gate expand on the high ground, or 2-gate opening. Don't know if that's going to be an expand on the high ground for both players here. Oh, Doa, I've been saying that for the last year as well. Ever since I saw him 3-0, 6-0 his group in NA Apprentice Season 1 of 2021, I'm like, yeah, you know, this kid's got a lot of promise. And that was when he was just cheesing. We've seen him grow into a scary macro beast as well, and remember, this kid started playing StarCraft with like COVID. Started playing ladder with COVID. In 2000, he beat Harding for the first time in, I want to say, 2019 or 2020 after playing StarCraft for like a year. Maybe even 2021, I forget. But regardless, the kid's a prodigy. But okay. Twilight opening from TriGGeR in game number 5. Is it going to be the same thing? Where is our probe on the map? It's going back home. So it looks like, at least at the moment, a TriGGeR is posturing for a natural. Oh, hey, it's the Ducklings. I'm so sorry your internet's dead, Light. I'm really sorry. But hi, everyone, from the Ducklings stream. First and foremost, please do me a favor. Click on my name on the bottom of the stream, or get rid of the raid referral tag and the URL. It does really help me out a lot, although 1 game remaining. Maybe not all that much. Also, hi. I'm Bamwolf. I cast StarCraft. I've been on the in-stream of DreamHack. All those other things. Give me a follow if you want. Yeah, I know, Jake Daniels. I'm sorry. That sucks. Also, the internet. Yeah, it's very sad. Okay. Blink on the way. Very quick blink on the way here from TriGGeR, but it's not an all-in. He does have a 3rd gateway, but he does... Oh, no, I'm sorry. No. Wait a minute here. Pylon on the way. It's the same thing we saw from TriGGeR twice already this series. One time it worked. One time it didn't. And Astrea here. He's got vision on the high ground. He knows just what is coming. And the Stalker's on the other side. Well, at least he knows 4 Stalkers are moving out, and that tells him to be safe. But oh, yeah, there we go. He's going to hallucinate 2 Stalkers. And that actually may be a problem, as some sentries will run out of energy. But Blink is only halfway done. And it looks, folks, that this series will end as it has started. With a 4-gate Blink, with TriGGeR doing what he can to break Astrea. And remember, when it was a robo opening like this, it worked out so well for Astrea. He was able to hold with flying colors and really not have a problem. It was when it was the Stargate opening that TriGGeR just eviscerated him. He decapitated him. But now the Stalker's at the front. And actually, the hallucinated Stalkers are fantastic, but no, almost a one-shot there. Stalker got to be very careful. We'll go down. Sentry as well. No, TriGGeR, he's going to find his way in, but Shield Battery's so damn powerful. He's got to back up. Astrea. He's down 1 Stalker, but up 3 sentries. More Stalkers warp in. Where are we at? It's 3 gateways to do. Blink is now done. This is the timing that TriGGeR really wants to hit. Shield Battery overcharge done right about right now. Only 1 Shield Battery worth of energy. TriGGeR. It is now for Krethel. Now for Glory. He's going to have to make something happen, but an Immortal is already out on the field. TriGGeR is down half the army supply of his opponent. And yes, 3 Stalkers. They continue to warp in at a time, but I am not convinced that TriGGeR is going to be able to make this break happen. There's a reason that this build has become less popular after the Shield Battery buff. But we're going to have to see whether he can maybe make something happen. Oh, there we go. Onto the top of the Immortal right there. Shield Battery keeping it alive a little bit longer. Force fields sectioning it off. But this is TriGGeR's hope. This is his dream. And his dreams are nightmares as he does not get what he needs. 5 Stalkers. They get out after the 7 that were there. And another Immortal arrives. Shield Battery overcharge is done. Is going to be ready again in about 5 seconds. And this is such a problem. More Stalkers again find their way in. Now again, Hardened Shield is popped again. TriGGeR's going to look to blink on top, but this time Shield Battery overcharge is ready. Immortal taking value, and again, there's not a lot of energy on the Shield Batteries. But it's 10 Stalkers to 9. 3 Sentries here. Immortals as well. Astrea continues to probe up and gets that second Immortal. I don't know. But okay, maybe these Adepts are going to shake things up. No, they're not. Astrea is there. He's ready. There's a shield battery right there. So no Adepts to break this out. Maybe put Adepts behind the mineral line of the natural and make something happen there. But well, actually, there's a brilliant move here where you force the shield battery to complete. But now Adepts in the backside. Stalker's Warp in. Probe is going to get pulled away. So at least a little bit less mining. And now on the other side, a pylon here, a probe from Astrea trying to make something happen. But the supply lead continues to grow. It just continues to grow, and now there's a Warp Prism as well to keep these Immortals alive. TriGGeR's not going to give up because this is for Krefeld. But I don't know. He thought he had it. He thought he had the soul read on Astrea. He thought maybe Astrea was going to go for a Stargate build. But no, he went Robo. And now TriGGeR does have 4 gates to 2, but it does not really seem to matter here. The Immortals are just too damn strong. And folks, the dream appears to be dead, but one last shot here for TriGGeR, one last chance. He does get a Stalker. TriGGeR's just looking for a way, looking for some hope, some opportunity. Maybe if he gets a Sentry and blinks into the main, but I'm not even sure even then. The supply lead just continues to grow. 2 Immortals done. I mean, the third one on the way with a Warp Prism here. More and more Stalkers. The auxiliary blink from Astrea makes it so hard. But TriGGeR is expanding behind this. He's getting his natural on the way. He's down, of course, 12 workers, but he says, maybe if I can hold off. Maybe if I can go and just keep you on 2 bases. Maybe I can take this in a 20-minute game. I don't know, though. Gonna run forward, trying to get a Sentry, but no. No. Astrea's too hot on those fingers. And also, he has vision. So we know Astrea's macroing, but his eyes are just glued, absolutely glued to this position. Oh, Sentry's at the backside. He's gonna look for force fields. He can look to segment this army in the next time it goes, and now the army. Does TriGGeR know about this? This actually would be a massive move as he blinks on top of it. 1 Sentry goes down. Second, he's gonna get the Warp Prism. No, he does not. But he gets the Sentry. The sneaky move there from Astrea does not work, and maybe that's going to be something. He knows the Sentry's not there. He knows the shield battery's not there, but the Warp Prism returns. 2 Sentries in it. And with 4 Immortals here, this is not an army that TriGGeR can fight anymore, so he's going to fight a losing battle. He's going to fight a valiant retreat, but now Astrea onto the other side of the map. He's probably going to wait for Blink. And that is maybe TriGGeR's saving grace, because TriGGeR does have his natural. He's only down 7 workers. And in all honesty, mass charge lots against this army that Astrea has is really damn good. So if his TriGGeR can get the gateway count up, because TriGGeR's only on 2 gases. In fact, he's only effectively mining on 1 gas here. If TriGGeR can get a ton of Zealots out, a bunch of Zealots do beat this army. But he's gonna be a hard pressed here to make sure he can defend this gateway. So he's gonna lose the gateway at the very least. 3 gateways to 4 instead of, or 3 gateways to 2 instead of 4. As more and more gateways on the way from Astrea here, going up to 4 gates. So TriGGeR now loses some of that supply. Stalkers on the right side, looking for a proxy base, I guess, just looking for any other option. But now the Stalkers of TriGGeR into the natural. They're looking for something here, looking to try to find a way to get back. A Stalker, no. Astrea will not allow that to happen as he blinks on back once again. He's going to force a recall. These Stalkers from Astrea are going to force a recall. But he's able to kill it off. Maybe, just maybe. Stalker's active from TriGGeR here on the right side, looking for something. But man, Astrea's so damn fast. And actually, with all the Zealots here, this is not an army that Astrea fights all. These are good force fields. Oh, it's going to force a recall. 1 Stalker goes down. He's going to get a second. He's going to get a third. That was massive. Massive there for TriGGeR, and briefly he finds himself a supply lead. He's not going to get that Stalker, but now the Zealots, they can find their way onto the other side of the map. Another gateway is on the way, so he's going to have 4 gateways in just a second. Robo as well. TriGGeR maybe. Maybe dreams. He's down 14 workers, but he's up 8 army supply. If he moves with all these Zealots, he gets something. He gets the good engagement. Do we have a shield battery at the 3rd base? Not yet. Oh, but he's gonna find the Immortals. War Prism goes down. That's something to start. You cannot fight a 4 Immortals with those Stalkers. As now Astrea zooming on in. But Zealots, they find the third base. 6 workers go down. And again, the Zealots are the scary thing in this army right now. So TriGGeR on 2 sides, moving forward. Immortal sectioned off. He's gonna try to get it, but no. 3 Immortals there. They're too damn strong. Zealots on the left side though, moving in, force field, but it's TriGGeR. He's gotta move back. Supplies though start to equalize now. Again, TriGGeR trying to take the fight. He gets a sentry. Backs up. 6 workers. They're still down. Oh, good force fields though. TriGGeR. Zealots getting on top of things. He's going to get a... No, he's not. He's got to back up. He's got to bring this army together. He's got to bring the Zealots and the Stalkers together. But now Zealots here on top of the Immortals. Maybe there's a shot here. 1 Stalker blink forward. Immortal. It falls. Second one. Well, actually, it does not go down yet, but here it does. Second Immortal, though, coming under threat. It's going to go down here as well. Shield Battery Overcharge has been popped. Astrea, he's caught in the middle of the map. Where does he go? He doesn't know, and now he's on the other side. Probes are going to get pulled, and there's the recall. That's exactly what you want here. TriGGeR, he broke the tech here. Now Stalkers as well. Zealots, they move on in. Is TriGGeR pulling a miracle here? The third base, it's still mining, still only 33 workers there for TriGGeR, but he's starting to claw his way. He's starting to build ideas. He's starting to build ideas of a comeback in this game. But Astrea, next step. Dark Shrine done. DT Blink on the way. No Dark Templar just yet, but that was such a fantastic move for TriGGeR, but he needs about 3 more. He needs to get in this mineral line again. He needs to deny the mining of Astrea, who's now up 700 minerals a minute. As the Stalkers find their way forward, +1 is done. There's an Immortal out, though. That can do for a lot. As Zealots find their way into the third base once again. Stalkers, they're doing what they can to defend, and even still, Stalkers against Zealots. Zealots are favored, but now, again, Force Field's not going to get all at once. All what you want. 3 workers go down. It's still a 16-worker lead, though. TriGGeR, he does have 3 bases. And technically, he needs to probe up his natural. That's the big thing. Astrea only 4 mineral patches. He's actually starting to run out of mineral patches in the third base as well. But he's inside track on the base. You got to be very careful there. Now Stalkers blink forward, and TriGGeR does have the high ground here, so that's a bit scary. With this Immortal as well, good force field sections off another Stalker. 20 army supply deficit as again Zealot's looking to run on in. Or DT blink just about done. +2 of course on the way. Cannon doing a good job, and the Zealots, they got to find their way out. Force field's not really going to get anything though. Okay, Zealots on the left side will go down, but now TriGGeR knows where the army is. So he marauds forward once again. 6. This is the problem. Astrea, he's so rich. 6 DTs are on the way. Onto the other side of the map. That's a base killing army right there. And does TriGGeR have any detection? Okay, he does back at home. That's something. Stalkers find their way in. Does he cancel? Does he enough to kill the 4th base? I don't think so. And yeah, with the rotate over, Astrea, he's not going to get the Stalker, but he does defend the base. As DT's in the middle map, DT's on the left. TriGGeR with a 4th base on the way. And again, TriGGeR finds his way in. He's going to get the base now, but Astrea on the middle of the map here. DT's on the left. DT's on the right. This is where damage happens, but TriGGeR gets the base. Forces a recall. A couple Stalkers will go down, but we consider that one worth it for the state that he's in. It's all about the DT's on the other side, and the base gets canceled, but that's a lot of DTs going down. That is 4 Dark Templar. Wait, no, into the natural. That's where the rest of them are, into the natural and the main base. Probes are going to get pulled. And TriGGeR cannot afford to lose this. He really cannot afford to lose a single worker right now. That's what is so key about the pressure he's put on the map right now. So 15 workers have died, and the detection's just not here yet. 1 DT. There's 1 in the main now, 1 in the natural. 16 probes are dead, as the DT's going to look to blink out into the natural here. And here come the Stalkers. This is the fight that Astrea's been looking for. TriGGeR made it damn close. He got it closer than he ever should have. But with the concave, with +1, with a 50 army supply lead, it was close, it was dicey, it was everything you can look for in a best of 5. But Astrea, the 2nd king of North America, his crown will not fall. You come to the ring, you best not miss. And unfortunately, TriGGeR, by a hair, by a nose, he has missed Astrea 3-2. He moves on to Krefeld, to HomeStory Cup 21, and TriGGeR, he got damn close, but damn close is not enough. And that's going to do it for us, folks.